class of our grammar topic. In this topic, we will discuss about tag questions. Means in this section, we are going to be taking a closer look at what tag questions are and how they can be used. In this topic, tag questions, we will study what are tag questions, rules for forming tag questions, their exceptions in forming tag questions, and tag questions intonations. All these things are very much important to understand our topic tag question. So, how do we answer a tag question? It may be in yes or no, or we may repeat the tag or reverse it. A tag question. This tag question is a special construction in English grammar. The tag repeats the auxiliary verb or main verb from the statement and changes to negative or positive, vice versa. So, first of all, let us begin our topic with the definition or what are tag questions. Tag questions are short questions. Tag questions are short questions at the end of the statements. Tag questions are short questions that we write or put at the end of the statements. It is a statement followed by mini question. Means in this tag question, we will not reply the answer in complete full sentence. It will be in a short form. We use tag questions to ask for confirmation. Tag questions are used. This also depends on intonation. This one. So, tag questions is a statement followed by a mini question. We use tag questions to ask confirmation. The tag repeats the auxiliary verb or main verb when be form the statement and changes it to negative or positive. Listen carefully. Tag questions are short questions. Number one, tag questions are short questions that are used at the end of the statement. Second, they are also known as mini questions, and we use tag question for confirmation. The tag repeats the auxiliary verb or main verb when be form the statement and changes it to negative or positive. The auxiliary verb from the positive statement is repeated in the tag and changed to negative. Listen carefully. When the statement we are talking about is in positive form, then the tag question will be in negative, and if the statement is in the negative form, then the tag question will be in the positive. So, the auxiliary verb from the positive statement is repeated in the tag and changed to negative. While the negative verb in the negative statement changes into positive. Means tag questions. In tag questions, we will use the form, means we will use a opposite form in the forming of tags. So, whenever we form a tag questions related to the statement, we will use the sentence or the sentence that is in positive will prove its tag question in negative, and negative statement will prove its tag into positive statement. They are mainly used in speech when we want to confirm that the statement is true or not, or waits for reply, that is confirmation. Tag questions are formed with the auxiliary or modal verb from the statement and the subject. Listen carefully. Question tags are formed with auxiliary or modal verb from the statement and the subject. Here, Rahim is happy. First rule, what we read, that positive into negative. So, Rahim is happy. Isn't he? Question mark. And here, we will use comma at the end of the statement and contraction of the verb help. Then we will put question mark at the end of the statement. So, our first example is Rahim is happy. Isn't he? Rahim can speak English. Can't he? Question mark. So, tag questions are formed with auxiliary verbs or modal verbs from the statement and the subject. So, here, and one more thing, we will use pronoun over here in forming tag questions. So, the tag questions are formed with auxiliary or modal verb from the statement and the subject. Rahim is happy. Isn't he? Question mark. Rahim can speak English, comma, can't he? Question mark. So, what are tag questions? Tag questions are the mini questions or the statement that we are using to confirm that the statement is true or not, or waits for its conformity, or waits for the reply. So, let us see the key points first. Main thing is, a positive statement is followed by a negative tag. Here, Rahim is happy. This is positive and answer is in negative. So, question tag is in negative. A positive statement is followed by a negative tag. A negative statement is followed by a positive tag. Here, Rahim is happy. This is a positive statement and the question tag will be in negative. So, Rahim is happy, isn't he? Rahim isn't happy in negative statement and the question tag will be is he? Question mark. So, a positive statement is followed by a negative statement, negative tag, or a negative statement is followed by a positive tag. Let us see it with the example. Another example. You like it. Don't you? Here, listen carefully. Auxiliary verb. Here, auxiliary verb is not given here. So, auxiliary or modal verb is not here. This situation is cleared in or happen in present simple or past simple. We will discuss it in our next example. So, what we read, that a positive statement is followed by a negative tag and a negative statement is followed by a positive tag. So, you like it. Don't you? Question mark. You like it. Don't you? Question mark. You don't like it. Do you? Question mark. Second key point is, if the statement does not use auxiliary verb or modals in the case of simple present or past tense, then the auxiliary will be do and its form. Means if present, we will use do or does according to the subject, and if it is past tense, then we will use did. So, if the statement does not use auxiliary or modal in case of simple present or simple past tense, then the auxiliary do and its form must be used. Here, she likes music. Doesn't she? Question mark. She liked music. Didn't she? Question mark. According to the tense, simple present, simple past. They like music, don't they? So we will use do and its form according to the given subject. So the example is she likes music, doesn't she? She liked music, didn't she? We will put question mark here. They like music, don't they? Question mark. Our next key point is we put comma. Yes, we put comma here. Listen, we put comma at the end of the statement. We put comma at the end of the statement, and then we use question tag here. Question tag following the question mark. This is the main or the base or the rule of forming tag questions. So here, whenever we use question tags, the rule is that we will put a comma after the statement, whether it is positive or negative. Then we will add or write question tag. Then after that we will put question mark. So here the third point, the third key point tells us about the complete structure or pattern of this tag questions. Means the pattern is positive will give that tag question in negative, and negative statement will give the tag question in positive, following the comma at the last of the statement, then question tag, then question mark. And if there is no auxiliary or modal, then in the case of this will happen in the case of simple present tense or simple past tense, then we will use do and its form according to the subject or according to the tense. Suppose she likes music, this is a present simple, so she, then we will use doesn't she, question mark. She liked music, here past simple, then we will use didn't she. Listen, this question tag is in opposite form, means this is positive and the question tag is in negative. They like music, don't they, question mark. And all these sentences are having comma at the last of the statement, then tag question, then question mark. Let us see the example. He got first grade. He got second form, means past. He got first grade, didn't he? Next key point is we use contraction while using question tags. Here, contraction means this is did not and this is didn't, means we will use contraction while forming question tags. Next is intonation. Yes, intonation means the rising up and flowing down the voice, means the rising up and flowing down the voice, the feelings, the expression, the tone you are using. So intonation is another important thing of forming tag while forming tag questions. So intonation. Tag is also dependent on intonation. The intonation of a question tag shows the exact meaning of it. Listen carefully. The intonation of a question tag shows the exact meaning of it. If the intonation of the question tag goes up, it means you are not sure and you want to know the answer. Let me clear it with example here. So, rising up. If the intonation of the question tag goes up, it means you are not sure and you want to know about the answer. Example, my brother doesn't speak English. Does he? Means here we are expressing our, you can say, intonation in the sense of surprising. Means Does he? Because here my brother doesn't speak English. This is a strange thing. And we think that does he, here our intonation goes up. So if the intonation of the tag question goes up, it means you are not sure and you want to know the answer. And if the intonation of the question tag goes down, if it is in the form of the arrow will be here, then it means you are sure or confirming information. My brother doesn't speak English. Does he? Means he will give stress over here. So intonation is also another important thing related to forming tag questions. Tag questions is also dependent on intonation, and the intonation of a question tag shows the exact meaning of it, and it means you are not sure and you want to know the answer. And if the intonation of the question tag goes up, if the intonation of the tag question goes up, it means that we are here, the intonation of the tag question is up, means it's rising up. So here we are not sure and we want to know the answer. And if it goes down, then it means we are sure or we are confirmed about the answer. Let me explain you with the example here. My brother does not or doesn't speak English. Does he? So intonation here, see here, goes down. Next is exceptions. Some verbs or expressions have different question tags. Listen carefully. Some verbs or expressions have different question tags. There is no contracted form of am not. So we will use aren't in the question tag. Here, example, I am fine. Aren't I? Question mark. Next is imperative sentence. In imperative sentences means if someone is being offered anything or being asked to do anything, we will use will you or would you in the positive tag, and if it is same in the negative, then we will use won't you in the negative tag questions. Stop smoking. Will you or here won't you. Do not spit here. Will you come in? Won't you have some coffee? Would you? Question mark. So here in imperative sentences, if some, these two things we can include in rules also, because these are the main points, or you can say the thick level of the forming of tag question, that is intonations and expressions. These three imperative sentences. If someone is being offered, have some coffee here, would you, or anything, or being asked to do, we will use will you or would you in positive, or for negative we will use won't you. Let us see the example. Stop smoking. Will you or won't you? Do not spit here. Will you? Come in. Won't you? Have some coffee. Would you? So here we will use will you or won't you in positive or negative respectively sentences in framing imperative sentences. If the sentence starts with letters, this is also another exceptions. If the sentence starts with let us, then we will use shall we. Sentences or statements having letters, then we will use shall we in the question tag. Example, let us go out for a walk. Shall we? So here, if the sentence starts with let's or let us, then we will use shall we in the question tag. Example, let us go out for a walk. Shall we? Question mark. So here in this section, we will discuss only three main things, that are what are tag questions, intonations and expectations of framing question tags. Here some activities is given to solve, and this is your homework. You will have to solve these 5 sentences, means you will have to add question tags to these statements. And second is, what is the basic structure of a tag question? These 2 questions you will have to do in your homework. In our previous topic, prefixes and suffixes, I have given you some homework, and for that I have told you one main thing about the particular use of prefixes and suffixes, because sometimes we get puzzled what is prefix and what is suffix. So as I explained you about the use that prefix, how to use prefix or suffix, when we are asked such a question in the exam that we have to put prefix and suffix to the root words, then at that time we don't understand how to apply prefixes and suffixes. So an easy way to do it was, I already discussed this one in the previous topic, that to apply this prefixes and suffixes to the root word, first we know that in alphabetically order, P alphabet comes first and S alphabet comes later. Keeping this in mind, we have to apply prefixes and suffixes, means we will not make any mess or mistake over there. So here our previous topic, some homework, that was first fill in the suitable prefixes and suffixes. Root words are given here. You will have to just add prefixes and suffixes. Here side, inside, distrust, careful, agreement, defrost or wonderful. Next question, separate root word and prefixes and suffixes. Here re plus play, young plus er, tall plus est, dis plus appear, worth plus less, means this play is the root word. Here young is the root word, tall is the root word, appear is the root word, worth is the root word. And next question is, what is the root word? Yes, a root word is a word that can be made into a new word, here by adding prefix or suffix. Here play is the root word. Play, younger, tall, appear, worth, all these are root words, and whenever we add prefix and suffix to these words, they will become root word plus prefix and suffix. So here next is define suffix and with an example. So suffix means adding a letter or group of letters after the root word. And the example here, worth plus less, worthless, child plus hood, childhood. So I hope you will have understood whatever we discussed in this. And for this topic, you will have to do these 2 questions. First is add question tags to the statements to make questions. They will not help. John was there he should not drive fast, they aren't funny, they went to the cinema. And next is, what is the basic structure of a tag question? So, thoroughly revise this and do practice yourself. Thanks and have a nice day.